Hey coaches, welcome to the 2021 Compass Sports basketball season. We are so excited about what this year has in store for us as we enter into this 3-on-3 gameplay scenario. I've talked with many people, including Andre Ingram, who you'll hear from in a minute, about the importance of what 3-on-3 means for the sport of basketball. Not only does it keep our numbers lower in this environment of COVID, but what it does is it increases the opportunity and the necessity for our players to play and practice the fundamentals of the game of basketball. We are truly excited about what this means for you as a coach and for the players as you go throughout this season. Just my reminder to you is to remember to have fun. This year has been filled with a lot of unknowns and uncertainties, but one thing that we want to make happen is for the kids to play. I think you and I would agree with that, that we just want these kids to have the opportunity to play this great game of basketball. And so that's what this season is about. It's about having fun. It's about you having fun as a coach. It's about our players having fun playing the game of basketball. And it's also important for our parents to have fun. And so we are in this together as we enter into this season. It's going to take us working as a team to make sure that we get through this 8-week season of basketball together. So any questions you have, please feel free to grab one of our directors, Missy Hertless, Danny Gertler, Kevin Beasley, myself. Come grab one of us, ask us questions. If you have questions about basketball, catch us. If we don't know the answer, we will find someone who does know the answer. And we are here to be a resource for you as we enter into this season. So we have a quick message from Andre Ingram of the South Bay Lakers. You'll see him popping in and out throughout the season. He is extremely passionate about working with kids and improving their game of basketball. He coaches, he does trainings here in the evenings with us. We are so excited to have him and his knowledge and experience playing in professional basketball with us this season. So we will put him to work. You'll hear from him throughout the season. But just remember, have fun. Let us know if you have questions. We are in this together, and we are excited about this season of basketball.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Andre Ingram. I'm a professional basketball player for the South Bay Lakers and doing some work here with Compass Sports over here at Cool Spring Rec. So I'm excited to give you guys some just a little pointer, some strategies, and some plays that we actually practice with our team that I think would be great for you guys for your 3-on-3 competitions. So this setup right here, obviously in the half court, we have our 3 offensive players right here. The ball actually starts here with point guard or the best handler. And I have it set up right now where we going to our left side. Obviously, if you have a point guard or someone who prefers to go right, we can just switch this whole thing, and I can show that as well. But you want your best ball handler here, your best shooter here, and your screener, your big man, most likely in this position. And simply, you're going to start it here on this wing. This big is just going to come slightly over here just so he's a little bit outside of this lane line. Set this screen right here for the ball handler. You want your ball handler coming off. First option always, best way to utilize a pick and roll is for this guy to look to score. And with this spacing, having this guy here, having your handler here and your screener coming over to this side, this gives the point guard a full head of steam to get to the rim if he can, all right? If this guy sets a good enough screen and this guy sets him up, if he comes off this screen, he could have a wide open layup going left. Now, again, like I mentioned, if your ball handler prefers going right, you can switch this same thing. You can put this shooter in this corner. You can have the big screen this way, have him go to the right, and should be an open lane here for a layup. Now, obviously, you have teams that know how to defend the pick and roll. So let's say you got hit with this pick and roll right here, but then the big guy came over to kind of stop our guy right here. That's fine, because after this guy sets this screen, he's going to roll anyway. So even if his man got blocked on this screen and the big man took over and took away our layup here, well, we still got this big man rolling because he should have this defender on his backside. The defender should be right here on his backside. So if he just turns this way and rolls to the basket, I might not have this layup, but now I have this dish to the big man for a layup. And if all else fails with these two, the reason we have this guy, this shooter on the side, is so if both of these things are taken away, let's say the layup got taken away from the start, and let's say on this screen and roll it's not open because this man here came in to help on the big to take away a layup, which is the exact way you're supposed to defend this, then this guy would simply roll up and he would be wide open right here. There should be no one right here guarding him, and instead of our point guard passing here to the big man, our point guard can throw it right back here to your best shooter for an open shot here. So again, 3 options. Point guard coming off to the rim, layup. If he hit him clean with this screen, that should be a layup. If this guy, the big man guarding your big man, ends up taking our layup away, well, that's okay. Our big man can roll and keep this guy, this defender, this guard on his backside, and hopefully he can get a nice dish here for a layup. And last thing, if this layup gets taken away by this off defender right here, which is what he is supposed to do, then our shooter comes up on this side and he should be wide open for the shot. So that's just one of the simple techniques, and a good play, again, that could be read on the left side or going to your left or going to your right. That's a really effective play when done right, but the key for all of this is for this big man to hit this guard with the screen. That sets off everything. I got one more setup I'll show you guys. So this is, and I'll draw the defenders this time so you can get a sense of, what defenders you have here. Now, this setup, again, we want our ball handler with it on the, at the top of the key, and we got 2 wing guys. Let's just say, you might have guys that are comfortable playing outside on the wing. Maybe you don't have a traditional big with your 3-on-3 lineup. This is a simple weave, and all it is our 3 guys right here working together will dribble over and we'll just pitch it back to this guy. He'll come over and he'll dribble around and pitch it to this guy, and he'll come around and he'll pitch it back to the first guy. You want this kind of weave flowing symmetry for a bunch of reasons. Number one, you're hoping that a simple dribble handoff and pitching it back to this guy, well, you're hoping these defenders collide with each other. You're hoping they don't know how to communicate, and maybe you get a layup off of that. There's a bunch of things you can do off this weave set. So sometimes you can hand this ball off and have this guy coming around, and the defenders don't know what they're doing. Are they going to switch? Are they going to help and then come back? A lot of this depends on reading and reacting. So you want to do this set, this weave set, when you have 3 guys who know how to play the game, know how to read and react to the situation and what the defense is doing, because there's a bunch of things you can do. After you do the weave a couple times, I went this way, then I went this way, then I went this way, you can have your guys start faking passes. So let's say I'm dribbling here and the defenders think, oh, he's just going to hand it back and they're going to go back and forth. Well, let's say you fake the handoff and you keep dribbling and you get a layup. That's an option. Let's say you keep dribbling here, and instead of coming around and faking the handoff, you instead cut it short and just come in here for a layup. There's a lot of things you can do off that weave set. And again, it's all reading and it's all seeing how the defense reacts. Again, you want to do this with more of your advanced, mindful players that kind of can read a defense and kind of adjust on the fly. I actually think it's popular for a reason. It's taken over because a lot of the 3-on-3 strategies and things you want to do, movement and handling wise, has a lot with how you play 5-on-5. It's become so popular that it's an Olympic sport now, and well before that, teams were using it to practice different philosophies. So that help side stuff that I talked about, that's a 5-on-5 concept, but that you can get from a breakdown of this 3-on-3. So I'm excited about how the 3-on-3 has taken over. And the other thing about 5-on-5, you're running up and down the court, full court, takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of time. Most times, 3-on-3 is played in the half court, so you can play it for a little while longer than some 5-on-5. So it's a good thing overall, I would say.